I've been watching the NBA for so long now. I've seen insane dunks that had me jumping on my seat, buzzer beaters that made me lose my voice, and comebacks so wild they felt like movie scripts.
Count the bucket for the win!
But every now and then something happens that reminds us just how real life can get. Moments so intense, it makes us all look at those game-winning shots. It makes it seem so small.
Interesting. I don't think the players would want to keep playing right now.
If you look at their faces, Fran, I don't think there's...
Yeah.
Today we're looking at 10 of the scariest events that shook the basketball world. And believe me, these moments have nothing to do with the scoreboard.
Suffering a serious lower leg injury.
They're the kind that makes you pause and realize life is way more fragile than we think. Let's start off with one of the wildest real-life stories. When Lou Will was playing for the Sixers, he got held at gunpoint during a robbery attempt. One second he was just riding around minding his own business, and the next he was staring down a weapon.
When I was done getting my hair cut, I was at the light. And I remember he called me. He said, "Yo, you good?" I said, "Yeah, I'm going home." He said, "All right, bet." And I watched him U-turn behind me and go the other way. He U-turned. I looked down at my phone at the light, and I just heard click, click, click. Somebody knock on my window. I'm like, look up. Bro got the gun on me. I don't know why, but I rolled the window down. That's just where my mind took me. I rolled the window down. And he like, "Get out the car."
But here's the flip. Instead of things going horribly wrong, Lou Will actually ended up buying the guy a meal.
He said, "Man, I can't even do it to you." He said, "Man, I just got out of jail. All I got is this gun and a bus token to get home, bro. I ain't got nothing to eat." And I just was thinking fast. I looked, I said, "Look, bro, it's a McDonald's right there. You meet me at the McDonald's. I'll buy you whatever you want to eat."
How does that even happen? It's like the craziest example of turning a terrifying situation into a human moment.
Put Shafino off the bounce. Nice feed inside. Bronny James, back shot is good.
Bronny James, LeBron's son, had the entire basketball world on edge when he suddenly went into cardiac arrest during a USC practice.
Doctors found that the 18-year-old suffered a sudden cardiac arrest because of a congenital heart defect. Doctors say it's treatable, and they're confident Bronny will have a full recovery and return to basketball.
Everyone is in shock, especially since he's so young and obviously in top shape. Thankfully, he bounced back quickly, but it was just a real gut check.
Depending on the cause, many players can safely return to play, which is what Dr. Solly is hoping for Bronny James.
It doesn't matter if you're a future NBA star, life can flip on you in a blink of an eye.
How much time do we have? Can I go through all of them?
If you saw that Team USA scrimmage back in the day, you know how horrifying it was when Paul George landed wrong and broke his leg.
Pass for his own good. Nice contest, but a foul. Paul George is...
The whole arena just went silent. It was that gruesome. PG's comeback later was inspiring, but in that moment, dog, it felt like the entire basketball community held its breath.
Or whether you are...
This one was tough to watch too. On opening night with his new squad, Gordon Hayward landed awkwardly and ended up with a brutal injury.
They're going up. Oh my goodness. Hayward came down so hard. Okay, Hayward broke his leg. Hayward has broken his leg. Hayward has broken his leg.
You can hear the gasp from the fans through the TV. Nobody wanted to see that happen. It was a hard reminder that in the NBA, your season, or career for that matter, can change in the blink of an eye. Shifting away from the players for a second, during the halftime act, the performer was underwater in a glass tank and started struggling for air. Security and staff rushed over to break it open, and they did it just in time. Can you imagine the trauma if it would have gone wrong?
Barrett. And there's the first field.
NBA Summer League in Vegas got real when an earthquake hit mid-game.
Folks, we're experiencing an earthquake right now.
Whoa, yes we are.
Can you feel the earth below you?
Yes, I can.
Lights were swinging, the Jumbotron was swaying, and everyone scrambled to leave.
I think they're going to clear the players, and appropriately so, as that scoreboard above midcourt was moving.
It was a quick dose of reality. Natural events doesn't check the NBA schedule before it rolls through.
They're trying to wait until these are...
In March 2021, a flight carrying the Utah Jazz struck a bird right after takeoff, causing engine failure.
Charter flight had to return to Salt Lake International Airport and make an emergency landing. The pilot declared that emergency after a bird strike to the left engine shortly after takeoff, forcing the shutdown of an engine.
All of a sudden, it felt like there was an explosion Like literally, that's what it sounded like for most people on the plane. Like something, like we hit something big, and the plane immediately started to bounce and then just started tilting to the left. And people in the back of the plane said they saw flames, and you know, people in the front obviously didn't know what was going on. And like immediately, like altitude started to drop a little bit, and we started like looking down and like wondering what just happened, and like nobody knows. Everybody's just quiet. You know, we're just in shock. And
That's the kind of "did that really just happen" moment that'll shake anybody up. Thankfully, everyone landed safely, but you could bet those players were second guessing flying for a while.
It's definitely something that, you know, you kind of gotta, you know, push through and get over it. But it's just that's just a tough situation. I mean, I don't think that's happened many times on a plane ride.
During the game, an overhead speaker caught fire. Sparks were flying, smoke filling the air, the whole deal.
That is the reason why they
had to evacuate the arena mid-game. It ended up being all right.
By order of the fire chief, we are being asked to slowly and calmly evacuate the building.
But it's wild to think of how even the best arenas in the world can have these random, dangerous moments. I'm not at all trying to pick on team flights here, but the Mavs also had a scare when their plane suffered a mechanical breakdown in mid-air. They had to land ASAP, and you can imagine the tension on board. Safe travel is something we barely think about until something like this reminds us just how vulnerable we all are. Finally, the one that still hurts to talk about: Kobe Bryant, his daughter Gianna, and others who lost their lives in that helicopter crash.
Who in their final moments told air traffic control they were climbing to 4,000 feet, but in reality they were falling, according to the NTSB, evidence that the veteran pilot may have been disoriented in the fog. This and other details part of more than 1,000 pages of communications now made public.
When that news broke, it felt like time completely stopped.
In the game of basketball, in life, as a parent, Kobe left nothing in the tank. He left it all on the floor.
Kobe was more than a legend for many. He was an icon, a mentor, a hero. It's a brutal reminder that nobody's promised tomorrow, no matter how invincible they seem on the court. The NBA is usually about jaw-dropping plays, last-second heroics, and those unforgettable championship runs. But as these stories show, real life can hit harder than any dunk. It's a reminder to stay grateful for every game, every practice, every safe trip home, because in a split second, everything can literally change. So keep watching, keep being thankful, but don't forget, sometimes the scariest moments have nothing to do with the final score. Stay safe out there, y'all.